Protect in emergencies. We've talked a lot about so far how to protect your kid, but I don't want to neglect the physical aspect of protection. Let's face it, bad stuff happens in this world. I want to share with you a short piece of a conversation I had with Dad Tim McWelch.
One of the biggest things that you're going to have to be able to provide for yourself is water. You might last a long time without food, but you're only going to last so long without water. If you look at kind of the doomsday prepper model, where you have people that, first they go out and buy an AR-15 rifle. Now, I have no problem with that rifle, but you can't eat it or drink it, and you can't put it on a bleeding wound, and you can't curl up inside it and go to sleep. So I think a lot of people allocate their money improperly when they first start getting into emergency preparedness. The first thing I would tell an urban disaster preparedness neophyte is to get some jugs of water. You can get some 1-gallon jugs. It's not a big deal. You bring them. You bring one gallon jug home every time you go to the grocery store. It's just one extra bottle of water. Not a big deal. You start stocking them up in the closet, or just someplace out of the way where nobody's going to bother them, nobody's going to use them. The kids aren't going to take the caps off and then put stuff in there and put them back on. Just some out of the way place, someplace cool, someplace dark. And over the course of a few months, you'll amass a little stash of safe drinking water. And even if the water's very old, even if it's been sitting in that closet for years, it doesn't stop being water. And if you're concerned about bacteria growing in the water, all you have to do is just boil it. Boil it for 10 minutes. Dangerous pathogens that might be in that water will be boiled and killed. And that holds true for buckets of rainwater that you'd collect on a roof, or water that you'd find in a stream or a drainage ditch or a culvert or wherever. It doesn't matter how nasty it looks. If you're worried about biologicals, you boil it for 10 minutes and you're good to go. So I would start off with some water, because you can't drink bullets, and you can't, you're not going to eat those freeze-dried meals very easily without a source of safe drinking water.
So what happens when disaster hits? Maybe you live in an earthquake zone, or a tsunami zone, or maybe you just live in a place where there's instability. Regardless, none of us are guaranteed safety no matter where we live. Are you prepared for disaster? The tips Tim gave, I think, are wise if you're going to be prepared to protect your family. Have water. Some of you might want a gun. Have first aid. No matter how you look at it, the more prepared you are, the better chance you have of survival when disaster does hit. And maybe we'll get lucky and you won't ever have to use it. But protecting your kids does involve preparation.